Hi, everybody. Welcome to your 6601 Research and Writing class. My name is Kathy, and I am a survivor of that class and learned to tell the tale. So I just put together a couple of ideas to share with you out of the kindness of my heart to help set you guys up for success in this research writing class, and you get the most of it and feel good about your final product. So the first part of my slide in preparing you for this course is be prepared to think. And it's a process from start to finish. There's never going to be a time in this course where you're sort of feel finished in a way, or feel like you just do this one step and then you're done. There's always a process in research writing, and you'll experience that from the very beginning when you start to ponder ideas for your research question. And you don't want to be skimpy on the amount of time that you spend on this, because one, the topic that you do choose to explore, you're going to be with for the rest of the semester. So you want it to be something that really is meaningful to you and that has enough depth to it that you can explore it deeply. So take your time on that, and Dr. Bennett's going to have you come up with several different ideas, and that's good because that's part of the process of whittling down and getting down to just the right question that's going to be sustainable to you in your research and developing your literature review. So stick with it and recognize it as a process. The next part of this slide, you'll see right here, this little toolbox, because once you identify your question and you'll begin the process of developing your annotated bibliography. And again, recognize this step as part of the process, because what you're doing is you're creating a toolbox for yourself that you're going to use in your lit review. So you really want to be thoughtful about reading lots and lots of different articles, so you get down to the ones that you really do think have essential qualities to help guide you in exploring your question, and then write about them in a way that you're going to be able to use these articles as tools when you begin to cite your research in your writing. So, for example, my research question evolved around using professional learning communities as tools for influencing teacher retention factors. So when I did my research, boy, I could do my research on a whole bunch of stuff. But I had to really be thinking about some of my research was going to be about retention and retention motivation in general. Some of my research was going to be about retention and teacher specific. Some of my research was going to be about professional learning communities and the qualities that tie into motivational factors in retention. And somebody else might have a different way of thinking about teacher retention, in which they're not even going to check into PLCs. So you're going to be really clear about identifying the research strands that are going to be most useful to you in exploring your question, and then having them organized in a way in your bibliography so that they're going to be a resource and a tool for you as you begin to write. So, and really, here's my little book. The book is sort of old school because we use our computers now for finding research to use, but you get the idea. You want to be really clear about the strands. As you develop your bibliography, become really clear about the strands that you'll want to pursue in exploring your research question. So that once again, I mean, these aren't separate things that you're going to be doing. These are steps in a process that guide you through your thinking and writing. And you really want to recognize them as a process as you go. Then this next part talks about when you are writing your literature review, you want to do just the facts, man. I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to know that reference, but if you are, you're welcome. You're not developing an argument. You're not trying to prove anything. Your literature review is just a literature review. You're just providing literature to be explored in justifying the rationale of your research, why it's important, and what is relevant. That's all you're doing. You're not building a case, and you're not using evidence, but you are citing research that justifies your work and your lens to your question, your research question. So when Dr. Bennett was reviewing my lit review the first time I turned it in, I saw like down that little comment margin, claim, claim, claim. I'm like, what? Made me think of baggage claims. Anyway, it's because the claim was mine. I didn't have anything to back it up. So you want to cite versus claim. You want to cite the source of where you're getting this justification of understanding and exploration in your work, where it comes from in research, and not if it's coming from you, because then that's an opinion and a claim, and there's no room for that in a literature review. So you really want to make sure that you are you're using your bibliography as a tool so that you can provide justification for your lens of exploring your research topic. And let the literature review speak for yourself. So mostly you're going to have citations, and there's not going to be a lot of your voice. Well, probably really, I don't know if Dr. Bennett would say there might not be any of your voice in that part. You're using the research to speak for itself. When you complete your literature review and you move on to your methods, you're not finished citing yet. You want to make sure that you can cite the rationale for choosing the methods that you're choosing. For example, if you choose interviews as a method, why are you choosing that as a method? Why is that one of the best tools for you? Or surveys or observations and quantitative versus qualitative, and your rationale for choosing these methods, you're going to want to cite and give the research. So as you are collecting research for your bibliography, you also want to be noticing what were their methods so that you can go back and also use that in your methods section as well. And citing, in this study they use these methods because of this. So you're going to be paying attention to those kinds of things throughout your work. And then the last thing that I want to leave you with is a little song. My background, by the way, is in early childhood education. And I just can't help myself sometimes of the things that I find inspirational, but they're in no way, I don't know, minimizing the big work that you're doing. They're just playful in a sense, and it applies to grad students as well, that we do big work and we don't want to give up and we want to honor the process. So I'll leave you with this tidbit.
When you want to do something that's new and it seems really, really hard to do, you feel like quitting, you feel you're through. Well, I have some advice for you: don't give up. Keep on trying, you're gonna make it. I ain't lying, don't give up. Don't ever quit. Try, and you can do it. Don't give up.
Don't worry, I'll play the rest at the end. I just wanted to recap my little helpful hints for you. Starting with, at the very beginning, recognize that this is going to be a process, and part of the process is thinking and being available to adjust your thinking as you go along, and choose a really good research question that you can sink your teeth into. And then also remember that you're going to use your annotated bibliography as your toolbox. So you really want to be thoughtful about how you're organizing it, what you're including in your paragraphs describing it, so that you can use it as a tool when you begin your writing in your literature review. Also be thinking about those methods that the researchers are using, because you may need that information when you prepare your methods sections. Have really clear literature review strands that connect to your question and will be easy to follow for your reader. Remember, you're not trying to prove anything. Just the facts, ma'am, as you provide your research. And then you want to always cite versus claim. You're citing your research sources and letting your literature review speak for itself, and this is not about your voice. When it's time to create your method sections, you're going to want to have rationale why you're choosing those methods. So pay attention to sources that might help you justify your rationale for choosing your methods, like interviews and surveys and observations. And then, of course, don't give up. So I'll leave you with the end of that video, and I wish you all great luck and have fun and enjoy the process. Bye.
But you having no luck at all. The ball hits your head, it hits your nose, it hits your belly, your chin and toes. Well, try again. Keep on trying, and soon then you'll put your hands out in the air. Catch that ball, yes, this I swear. Don't give up.